This video is sponsored by PoketownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. Looking for that last card to complete your online deck or just to get the latest booster packs in town, they literally have everything, and they will have Brilliant Stars up on stock very shortly, so keep refreshing the website. You can use the coupon code ZapdosTCG for 5% on everything on the website, so definitely do so to support the channel. Also, this video is sponsored by cardsmarket.com. This is a European platform where you're able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day to sell cards that I don't need to buy newer ones. So definitely check out the website Card Market and use the referral name ZapdosTCG. Last but not least is yourplaymat.com, the website to create your own unique custom playmat. You can create a playmat from scratch today. Get 10% off your order by clicking the link down below, and they ship worldwide, so start creating that playmat. Anyhow, thanks again for sticking around with the commercials. Let's just get this video started already. Peace! What's up YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG content, so be sure you are subscribed so you don't ever miss a single upload. Today we're taking a look at some more Japanese results. There was a weekend from the 11th of February, so that's the Friday, all the way to the 13th of February, Sunday in Japan. The city leagues have been happening and there's a lot of things to talk about. This is going to be a pie chart of the first day, so that's the Friday, and we see that Mew VMAX is still the #1 contender of being the best deck in the format. Underneath it we have Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, 20% meta share, which is actually pretty huge, so it actually saw a huge uptick in play during the last couple of weeks, and that's just for good reason, because it can counter Arceus VSTAR, and Arceus VSTAR is weak to fighting. I've also seen a lot of lists attacking, of course, Galarian Zapdos, so this is going to be another video to just prepare yourself for the Brilliant Stars meta, because Japan is playing the exact same format that we're going to be playing in a couple of weeks. The Brilliant Stars set comes out on February 25th, and we couldn't be more happy about it because it brings so much versatility back into the game. As mentioned, Ice Rider, which is a deck profile I did yesterday, is also a high contender of being a tier 1 archetype. Duraludon also being around, and yeah, some roguish archetypes here and there. We have Rapid Strike Inteleon, we see some Gengar variants as well, so there's a lot to talk about in this video. So let's just go straight to it. Big shout out to Ho-Oh News. I'm gonna be leaving a link in the description below so you can check out these decks as well, but I'm gonna give you my first impressions on what these deck lists look like, and it's gonna be a fantastic joyride. So hopefully guys are enjoying the daily content. If you are, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. It helps out so much. And the cool thing is that Japan is finally playing the same meta that we're going to be playing in, so we have so much information just before the set comes out. How perfect is that? Which cards do you need to invest in? It's going to be clear after watching this video. So as you can see, the City League February 11th deck distribution. As you can see, we talked about the top 8 meta pool, but yeah, if we can talk about the top 4 best decks, we do see that Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX is having a higher win rate than Mew. Very interesting to take a look at, as well as Arceus, of course, having a higher win rate than Ice Rider. So we're going to be taking a look at the deck. So we do see that there was a Saitama City League result. So we're going to be going over to that first, see what won there. And all these yeah, translations happen instantaneously, so sometimes the translation might be a little bit wrong because these sites are actually Japanese. We see that the first place winning list is, of course, the Duraludon VMAX with none other than the Arceus VSTAR. Arceus VSTAR will be popping up in ridiculous amounts of lists, so prepare yourself. You definitely need a 3-2 line of Arceus VSTAR when Brilliant Stars comes out. There's 2 Karen's Conviction behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you can just check out these deck lists as well, because there's a link in the description. So as we can see, Arceus VSTAR powers up the Duraludon VMAX. There is, of course, a way you can put the Duraludon VMAX into play instantly with the single strike mustard, which is very easy to do so because of the high amount of Ultra Ball. There's also in this deck capabilities of hitting one-hit KOs with Karen's Conviction. You slap 20 more damage with your single strike card for every prize card the opponent has taken. So if they've knocked out like a VMAX Duraludon on top of an Arceus VSTAR, at one point they have taken 5 prize cards. That means you're going to be slapping an additional 100 damage output, which means Duraludon can one-hit KO anything in the game. Very, very, very nice to see. And there's 2 copies of Karen's Conviction, so they're heavily playing on that. There's also the Hyper Potion Double Turbo Energy strategy. I really adore that combo because when playing locally with friends, we've already talked about how Hyper Potion and Double Turbo Energy are just perfect partners in crime. definitely because you only need a double turbo energy on Arceus to start accelerating your basic energies from the deck. And this list is running 4 Pokegears. I don't know if you can see that because of the sponsors right there, but there's 4 copies of Pokegear. It is going to be that alternate art. Back in the days of Unbroken Bonds, we had that leak promo. Very cool to see. And yeah, 2 Raihans as well. So very, very nice list. And this list also is running 4 copies of Tower of Darkness. So you have extra draw power, right? You can fetch anything you want with the Arceus VSTAR power ability, and you also have ways to draw more cards, like you can pivot your additional single strike cards. Let's say I don't need Karen's Conviction, you can discard that, draw 2 cards with the Tower of Darkness. So that actually won that first City League. Then the runner-up is this list. This is going to be, yeah, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with Moltres. Oh boy, it's back. I've been playing this for a while now, and let's just put the sponsors to the side a little bit. We've already talked about them in general in the early beginning of the video, so let's just put them aside so we have a better look at the deck. And this is very cool to see that Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX is still seeing a lot of play. People were saying, oh nah, with Manaphy around, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX gets nerfed, Jolteon VMAX gets nerfed, it's gonna be going down the drain, what did I invest in? Oh boy, I wish it was different. Well, it seems you don't have to worry about it too much because you can one-shot Arceus VSTARs with just a Gale Thrust. You can also go for G-Max, Rapid Flow, and Arceus V. On top of course, this list is also running Telescopic Sight and the Throwing Coach Pessimian to slap additional damage to the bench. And with, of course, a lot of Luminions in the back waiting to just get knocked out. This is very, very good. You have Galarian Moltres for the Mew matchup. So it's just basically, there's not a lot of new stuff in here. To be honest, I don't think only Ultra Ball is the new card in here. Otherwise, we already have a deck list like this. So it only just becomes better because of the fact that Arceus is just so huge. Okay, and of course, Urshifu instantly loses against Duraludon. That does make sense. Then yeah, the third place and fourth place will be, yeah, they didn't showcase a deck list here, but it was Gengar VMAX. Interesting. And yeah, it was Gengar VMAX and another Rapid Strike Urshifu. So there's also a top 8 list. I don't know if we should take a look at top 8 list. Depends on how many players there were actually in that City League. 60 players. So might as well take a look at the top 8, even though it was out of 60 players. Very similar to League Cups here in the Western world. What is here? We have, of course, another Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX list, and they also added in, I really want to be checking that out. So we're going to be taking a look at it a little bit closer, because it does need some recognition. The Galarian Zapdos is in here because you're running the basic fighting energies. Behind me there are 4 Rapid Strike energies, just so you know. And other than that, they are playing the Echoing Horn. Oh, this is an alt art or character rare Pessimian. I wonder if when we're gonna be getting that one. So character rare Throwing Coach Pessimian. Other than that, it's just Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX doing incredibly well. Okay, cool. That's nice to see. We're going to be closing all these tabs, all of these deck lists. We've already talked about them. So that was for the first one, the Saitama City League. And that was the one with the Duraludon racking up the scene, being first place. Lots of Arceus stuff and Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX as well. Okay, let's see here. This is the Abaraki Tournament Center. And this was with only 29 players. So we're not going to be taking a look at the top 8 placements, just at the top 4. The winner is straight Arceus VSTAR with the Dunsparce. I don't know if you can see that, but this Dunsparce is protecting yourself from the fighting type weakness, which is very cool because that means Arceus VSTAR can survive against Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. You have ways to heal off with the Chair and Scare in here. There's Collapse Stadium to have prize denial as well because you have so many basic Pokemon. You have Zigzagoon, Dunsparce, Sobble. The cool thing is with the Collapse Stadium, if the opponent is saying like I'm gonna quick shoot twice on the Dunsparce, you can actually get rid of it with Collapse Stadium, which is interesting. I'm a big fan of the Fan of Waves. I'm playing that in my Ice Rider build as of late, and this actually helps out if you use the V-Star ability from Arceus V-Star to just put the opponent one turn behind with the Fan of Waves. Choice Belt allows Arceus to just stab for 210, and personally I would add in 2 copies of Choice Belt because in testing I've noticed that if the Choice Belt is priced, sometimes that could be a game-changing scenario, so 2 copies is the bare minimum. I would say like 2 copies is sufficient. 2 double turbo energy, I can get aboard with that, and there's the Melanie engine, so you can just have Melanie onto Arceus, double turbo energy, and this is just also adding in the Inteleon quick shooting. So instead of playing Ice Rider, so maybe a 2-2 line of Ice Rider, they've added in Big Charms and Chair and Scare to make Arceus VSTAR more tanky. So this is a pretty interesting build, I would say. Getting first place as well out of 29 players, so a little bit smaller size in a tournament. Okay, next up is going to be... Oh, Glaceon, what was that here? Runner-up, Arceus VSTAR with Rangigi. This is probably a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, yeah, makes sense. And then top 4 was, they did actually post a list here, just their matchups unfortunately, so we don't have a deck list. Here we do have a deck list of Glaceon VSTAR. Glaceon VSTAR is a card that has a VSTAR attack, allowing it to be immune from a turn. I know there's a lot of escape rope bosses always going around, so I'm not a big fan of it at all, but it actually got top 4, but it's only with 29 players. So make with it what you will, but I don't think this is going to be seeing so much impact. This is just a fella having a lot of luck, I would say, because Glaceon VMAX might be immune from damage from VMAXs, but there's Path to the Peak, there's ways. Mew can even just slap it with the Max Miracle, so not a big fan of Glaceon VSTAR, but if you ever want to be making a deck, try it out, Glaceon VSTAR. Okay, that was the Baraki City League results, only 29 players in there, so the bigger one we've already talked about. Check, check, check. Next up. Instant Translate, the good friend Google Translate is back. Let's see here. The City League results held on February 11th. So let's see here. And the Gifu... I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that because it's gonna be entirely long. The Tajimi store. Let's go. Okay, first place is Arceus VSTAR. What a surprise. What a surprise. We don't have a deck list, unfortunately. We just see some pictures lying around here. The winner was Arceus VSTAR Counterbox, I would say. The runner-up was Arceus VSTAR with Rapid Strike Urshifu, I think. Or I don't even know what this means. Could be something else. Something with Arceus. Then top 4 was... Surprise! It was Arceus. And yeah, top 8. How many people were there? We don't even get to know. So not too great of information showcased for the Gifu City League. Moving forward, the Toyama City League Challenge results. Let's see. What can we see here? Did people post their deck list in this one? Okay, they did. They did. We have the top 4 here. Okay, looks like Mew VMAX racked around like crazy. So we had this Mew VMAX list getting first place. Okay, can we take a look at it a little bit closer? First place Mew VMAX list is running Lumineon. There's 3 copies of Alessa Sparkle behind me, just as a little side note. Very similar to the list I actually made up on the channel, except I am not running Oricorio and I'm not running Lumineon. Instead, I think I'm running an additional Fog Crystal, I would say. And an additional Stadium card. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm playing. So, yeah, very similar list. Mew VMAX is just strong as ever. You, of course, have capability to donk people. With the help of Power Tablet and Choice Belt, it's even easier. You don't need 3 Fusion Energies. You just need Alessa Sparkle and a touch of turn. And then the Meloetta can go crazy. And I think Mew VMAX will be strong for a couple of years to come because the engine is just insane. Okay, the runner-up was also Mew VMAX. Let's see here. They were playing the Yveltal. Alright. They were playing the Yveltal. Yveltal from Celebrations being able to discard 3 special energies is very great in the mirror match. And that they didn't even win in the mirror match. So either it was prized. And they're also playing 3 copies of double turbo energy. Very interesting. On top of Echoing Horn. So the basic things are in here. Some switches, Battle VIP Pass, Power Tablets, Cramomatics, Quick Balls, Ultra Balls, etc. And then we have 3 Alessa Sparkle, 3 Bosses Orders, and then they're already only playing 3 Stadiums. That's a little bit risky. I probably would always go to 4 Stadium cards. Always. Don't be tricked into only playing 3. That's a little bit like greedy. You won't get away with that. But I do love the fact that this list is not running basic energies. That's a little bit scary against the Duraludon, I would say, because you probably need that. Although you can have the Max Miracle to go off, it's going to be bad if you don't have the basic energies, right? The double turbo energy will also allow you to utilize the Yveltal. And this is also running the Ice Cube, slapping 40 damage for every Fusion Strike energy to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can snipe with the Ice Cube if you have it slapped down on the bench. So that's the only difference with that other list. And then the runner-up, another Urshifu list with Moltres. There is no new card except for the one-off Ultra Ball and the one-off Choice Belt in this list. So you can already start preparing this deck. You only need 2 more copies. Ultra Ball is also a reprint, so you might have an older copy of Sun and Moon or whatever. And this Choice Belt is the only card you need if you start playing competitively. So sometimes a new set comes out and you don't need too much, right? Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Then Rayquaza got 4th place. How many people joined that tournament? I want to see here. Is it irrelevant? I don't actually see how many people were joining in that tournament, but they were playing a couple of rounds, so it might actually be a little bit impactful. Let's just take a look at Rayquaza. Rayquaza, especially surprisingly enough, with Arceus VSTAR and a 3-3 line of Flaffy. I understand the appeal because with this list, you're actually going to be able to fetch everything, right? Arceus VSTAR power fetches you whatever you want, start attacking instantly. And then you have Rayquaza sitting in the back, being powered up by that Trinity Charge and having 3 energies from the deck thanks to Arceus VSTAR. And out of nowhere, Arceus is done for. Then the Rayquaza VMAX swaps in and one-hit KOs anything in the game. A one-off Pokemon catcher, that's just YOLO, we don't do that. That probably never works. It's like a 50-50 at best, and most cases, if you're running coin flip cards, either run 2 or more, but one-off is just, yeah, ridiculous. But I also have Rose to accelerate the energies, by the way. So if you're a Rayquaza fan, this is the deck for you. Okay, that was the city results of, whoa. Yeah, well, look at that. Toyama. Okay. The last for the... Now we have two more, yeah. 2 more to take a look at for the Friday. So they have so many tournaments over in Japan. And we're just sitting here. We don't have cups. We don't have challenges. We have nothing. We just have an announcement of regionals that are coming shortly. And Oceania will be the first to just get regionals of. And I wonder what the results will be. Because in real life, meta games could be entirely different than online meta games. Okay. Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with Arceus got first place. Like Arceus, Rapid Strike did very, very well. I have like, I was saying like, oh, Rapid Strike Urshifu, it's gonna be dead for, but I haven't seen any mana fees whatsoever. I haven't seen any mana fees anywhere. We also see that Yveltal from the 25th anniversary of Pokemon Celebration set, allowing you to discard 3 special energies, is very good. There's a Hoopa in there, which you're going to be able to get off a little bit easier because of the fact you have double turbo energy. As a little side note, I think Hoopa actually requires Darkness and double Kara's energy, if I'm not mistaken. So let's just take a look at it. We're here at Limitless, the best website to check things like this. No, I'm completely wrong. I thought it was Darkness, Carlos, but it's actually Darkness, Carlos. How do you get it off? How do you get it off? Alright, okay, we have some energy switches. Yeah, 2 energy switches on top of the Moltres here. Dire Wave Flames, E-switch, and Arceus. Yeah, what am I saying? Arceus can just power it up in one shot. So if you're up against an opposing Urshifu, you can just power up this Hoopa and be done with it, right? That's how it is. Collapse Stadium also part of the squad here. Wow, Arceus is gonna be just setting so many decks up on fire. It's insane. A runner-up was Inteleon VMAX. Okay, with the one, the only. What did I see there? Medicham V. Look at this. There's one research behind me, just as a little side note. Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. Are there any new cards? Probably not. There's only Choice Belt, and even the one-off Choice Belt. If you get Tool Scrapper, it's gone. Not a big fan of this list whatsoever. I probably would add in a second copy of Choice Belt. And this list is also running Pierce to fetch out the Rapid Strike energy, which is pretty interesting, but it doesn't run Darkness Pokemon, so it's just like the Shady Dealings for the Pierce for the Rapid Strike energy. It's a little bit interesting for sure. Yeah, just also doing pretty okay-ish. And then top 4. Ooh, Raichu. Raichu is here. I really want to be checking that Raichu list out. Top 4. Raichu with Bolton VMAX. Okay, what you do is you utilize Arceus VSTAR. Arceus VSTAR is looking like the new Zoroark GX, right? You can pair it with anything. So you use Arceus to get energies onto your Bolton. Bolton, of course, is able to slap huge damage, and then out of nowhere, Raichu is able to one-shot anything if you discard all of your energies. Interesting. We also have Rose to then, on top of, over the edge, accelerate to a Bolton VMAX or to an Arceus. No, only to a Bolton VMAX because it only works for VMAXs. Arceus VSTAR is a VSTAR. Makes sense. 9 energies, 1 double turbo. The one of double turbo is scary, although this list is also running some switch outs and Flaffy, so you can get away with running 1, I guess. Fan of Waves also sees more play as of late, and then there's a Leafeon with Galarian Moltres bursting into top 4 as well. Leafeon VMAX. What can we say from Brilliant Stars is you need Choice Belts, Ultra Balls, and you need an Arceus VSTAR engine, right? To just make decks. Other than that, this is just straightforward Leafeon VMAX with Galarian Moltres, as we've come to know. Funny fact is they're playing the Galarmine. The tree count, yeah, that's not a funny thing. The thing I was gonna say is the Echoing Horn. That's a funny card. You don't see that very often. Well, it does make sense because you have that extra gusting capability with Leafeon VSTAR, so you can gust up some stuff and get some prize cards. They did not opt to go for Ultra Ball in this list, which I don't think is very good because of the fact Ultra Ball can get the Darkness Energies and the discard pile, so then you can have easier access to Dire Wave or Dire Flame Wing. So I probably would cut one Evolution Essence for an Ultra Ball and maybe the Echoing Horn for an Ultra Ball, but that's just what I would do to have extra consistency. It also helps to get a Leafeon V out earlier on turn 1. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of things, right? There's a Mew VMAX list once again. This time around, they are running the Pumpkaboo. Pumpkaboo allowing you to, of course, discard a Stadium in play, and you can fetch it out with Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, as well as Fog Crystal. If you slap it down on the bench, there's also the Scoop Up Net to just get rid of it once again. Scoop Up Net could also, in that sense, work for Oricorio if they try to quick shoot it. One double Turbo Energy seems to be the norm in Mew VMAX. We've seen a lot of lists these last couple of weeks, and that seems to be the trick. Again, not a big fan of running a low count of stadium. Only 2 stadiums. Not a big fan. If you see Path to the Peak and your little buddy here, your Pumpkaboo is priced, you're gonna be crying. A runner-up was also Mew VMAX everywhere. Then a Darkness version of Arceus got top 4. Let's see here. A Darkness version. Oh no, it was Eternus. Is that Eternus? Really? Yeah. Is that or Arceus? Strange things. Oh yeah, the Eternus VMAX got 4th place, and the 3rd place was for Arceus, which didn't have a list. So very peculiar lists. You of course have Eternus VMAX with 2 choice belts, some Zigzagoons, so that means you can one-hit KO VMAXs. There's, as I see right now, no Scoop Up Nets, so I probably would go to 3 Zigzagoons, or at least play a Scoop Up Net in the case that they're priced. So this would be an interesting take because Eternus VMAX is able to one-hit KO VMAXs that way. Will we see a lot of play with Eternus VMAX? I don't know, because a lot of decks are very, 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 very fast, and they also have Path to the Peak. Some of them. Okay, that was just for all these results from all these tournaments was just for one day. That was the February 11th. So all of these fantastic decks. Can you believe that? I really want to have so many tournaments in the Western world as well. The next metagame is going to be Mew VMAX on top again. Malamar creeping in here and there. I'm a big believer of Malamar, as you all know. There's also Ice Rider making a huge resurgence in that week, and actually in that day, the 12th of February, and the Rapid Strike Urshifu and Duraludon also seem to be back. Okay, let's take a look at the results, shall we? Let's see how much further they got, actually, from top 8 to top 4. Ice Rider did very well, and Malamar also did very well, and then this week, actually in this day, Rapid Strike Urshifu did a little bit less. Okay, so many things to think about. Let's see here. The results are flying in. What do we see? The winner was Malamar with Inteleon. I've tested Malamar with Inteleon, but sometimes I'm not a big fan of it. I prefer Chinchinos over the Inteleons, but I do understand when you use shady dealings, you can find Cynthia, right? And Cynthia seems to be the norm. 4 off Cynthia, and then Octilleries. They also are playing the alt art Malamars. Very, very nice. Perfect. Double Rescue Stretcher, triple Scoop Up Net. Yeah, just a straightforward Malamar Inteleon engine with, of course, the Skip Plumes, which you can just find with Turffield Stadium. Seems to be very strong. Got 1st place. The runner-up was Ice Rider with hammers. Are we going back to a hammer meta? Is it real? It's Ice Rider. Instead of Inteleon engine, they're running Bibarel engine, and they made space for hammers. Why? Yeah, why do you make space for hammers? 4 Path to the Peak though, some strong. Triple Choice Belt. Yo, that's sick. That's pretty sick. Pretty straightforward list, except for they're not running Inteleon for quick shooting, and they opted to go for 3 Choice Belts instead and triple Boss. Okay. Okay. Top 4 Mew VMAX. There was a cry emoji, so they probably bricked or something. Or maybe they were up against hammers and Path to the Peak. Could also be the case why they didn't proceed any further. 1 double Turbo Energy. Only 2 stadiums. Will Pumpkaboo be the new phase of Mew VMAX? Let me know in the comments below. Will it be the case? I probably would just go to 4 stadium cards. I would cut Pumpkaboo and I would cut the Palpad, right? Cutting these down and just go for it, right? Seems like a great plan to me. Go for more stadiums, folks. Don't get trapped into this madness, or you're gonna be swooped out of the tournament with Path to the Peak. And then there was another Ice Rider. So Ice Rider did pretty well. On that Saturday. Bibarel Energies, Chair and Scare. They're playing Chair and Scare to just have prize Denial. I'm a bigger fan of Collapsed Stadium, by the way. So let's just close all of these down and take a look at the next one. What was that, by the way? Was that a Charmander? Did I see a Charmander? And that was actually top 8, maybe. I already taken a look at these lists, but I did saw a Charizard Leon deck somewhere. But that's probably only got top 8 or something. Definitely not top 4. But now I'm very curious to see. Nope, don't find it quite yet. Lots of people making tweets about this specific tournament. Nope, didn't find it. Did not find it. There was Magma Basin in there. And I'm gonna scroll a little bit deeper down on that post while we wait. We also have the... Oh yeah, maybe it could be something different. Let's just click on this one. There's the same picture, right? We will come across the Charizard Leon build eventually. Okay, the winner was Malamar, or is this all the same thing? There's all in the same post, I would say. Mew VMAX, top 4 Mew VMAX, runner-up. Choice Belt, only, oh yeah, that's another Malamar win. It's a different version because this is also running 1 copy of Zinnia. Discard 2 cards from hand, draw cards for every Pokemon the opponent has in play. 1 Zinnia. Not a big fan of Zinnia because you discard crucial things. Although you have a Rescue Carrier, so that could be huge. That could be huge. I don't know if you can see this image. Let's just enlarge it, shall we? Also a Mew VMAX list. Still 3 stadiums and a Pumpkaboo. That's more like it, right? Don't play 2 stadiums. That's a little bit low. Same list, but running Zinnia. And also being a little bit greedy to go for like 3 copies of the... Spiral Energy, a little bit on the low side. A Mew VMAX list with just regular Mew VMAX, nothing weird to say here. Top 4 was for an Urshifu VMAX. And then Eternatus Hammers got top 8 here. Okay, let's just take a look at the Urshifu lists. Classic Urshifu, as we've come to know, with basic fighting type energies, Raihan on their Echoing Horn, Telescopic Sight, Passimian Throwing Coach. Not even playing Ultra Ball, this is just a list back from the days in the Fusion Strike meta. You can play it right away. You can play it right away. Okay. More results flying in. So Malamar did pretty well on that day. We've seen that on the previous day, Malamar was not even showcased too much. But now, here on the Saturday, people decided it's Malamar Day. The winner was Mew VMAX. What a surprise. Double turbo, 2 double turbo energies as a side note, and an Oricorio. Oricorio seems to be a mainstay. But of course, Choice Belt coming into the format, that does make sense. There's a Gengar VMAX, Path to the Peak, Battle VIP, Bibarel engine, which got 2nd place. They did not showcase the list, but we do see it here. Then something shining. Was that Dalmise? Dalmise and Arceus. I really want to be seeing that. I think it's Dalmise, right? Just a random rogue deck getting top 4, right? Yeah, it was a Dalmise VMAX. And Arceus VSTAR with Inteleon. Okay. Okay. So many decks. And if you guys can check those out, check them out by yourself by clicking the link down below. You can take a full in-depth look at all these Japanese results because yeah, we already taken a look at that. So let's see here. Are there anything else? Octillery Manaphy. That's probably going to be oh yeah, this is the 1 prize Galarian Weezing Galarian Moltres deck with the Zapdos, the Galarian Zapdos V, to just, it's like a little bit of a counter box style. More, oh, a Mew VMAX with a Peony this time around. One of Peony, one of Marnie. I think the one of Marnie is super good. just because you can counter Malamar very hard with it, or maybe other cards that just, other decks that just think, oh, you don't play Marnie, and they get out everything, and then out of nowhere, Marnie. Okay, we are here. February 13th. I still haven't not found Charmander, by the way. Where is that Charmander list? Will it ever be on here? Let me know if you find it. Charizard, Leon. I think it might be taking a look at a little bit closer because of we getting like Magma Basin. So February 13th is the Sunday, and Tokyo, Shiba, Aichi, Gifu, Fukui, Hiroshima, Kumamoto. Okay, what a mouthful, right? Taking a look at some more deck lists. This has been quite a video to just get your brain exploded. Easy as pie. The winner was Mew VMAX. What a surprise. They're also playing that cool looking Cyrus Boss's orders. They're playing a split line, like one Lysander, one Giovanni, one Cyrus. How cool is that? Here, oof, here's the, is that the list? I see a lot of different things in here. Oh yeah, their split line is divided, so that's why it's a little bit strange. Because every single different set they have Quick Ball in, they put it like here. So the only thing that I can see here is that they're playing all different versions of cards. That's why it's such a huge deck list. Double Rose Tower is also very good with Ultra Ball, by the way. Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with, this is actually getting sixth place. We have Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with Rapid Strike Inteleon VMAX. So they're partners in crime, going at it. The Medicham Yoga Loop seems to be a mainstay. Japanese people are fond of Judge, although I'm a bigger fan of Marnie. Also playing Path to the Peak here. Then top 4, an Ice Rider with Arceus VSTAR. What is different about this list? They're playing a 3-3 line of Arceus VSTAR, they're playing a 2-2 line of the Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, and they're playing Bibarel and Manaphy to protect their bench. Big fan of the Manaphy in a meta filled with Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. Clever choice. Then we have Salazzle getting top 4. Salazzle got top 4. Isn't that something? Let's see. They're playing a very unique way of playing Salazzle. You can play Salazzle Butterfree, but then they're playing the Rotom phone engine. You have that Rotom which you can fetch out with a Quick Ball. You slap down Rotom and you can fetch your deck for a card that has Rotom in its name. So you can have Rotom back, drawing cards that you have 7, instead of relying on good old Gormandize. That's pretty interesting. You don't always need Gormandize when you have a setup like that. Although I'm a bigger fan of Gormandize in general. Maybe they want to save their scoop up nets for their Butterfrees. Very cool. There's also a one-off Crobat V in here. A Manaphy is in here. Galarian Zigzagoon and Yveltal to discard special energies. As we've come to know, with 2 choice belt, the Salazzle build is going to be super strong. Let us compare that with my Salazzle build. I think we have a Salazzle build of our own ready to go. Okay, let's see here. Where can I find it? Okay, let's see. My Salazzle build is a little bit different though. Let's check it out. I should have it in no time. Whimsicott. There's so many decks that I've made so far. Scorch Salazzle, Butterfree, right? Salazzle. Huh. Where? I cannot seem to find it. But it's okay. Oh, yeah. I know where it is. Salazzle Butterfree should be over here. Somewhere. Have patience, fellas. It's going to work out eventually. Okay, here we have it. This is my version of Salazzle. We are playing 2 Fan of Waves to get rid of the fusion energies, which is definitely very, very great. We have triple choice belt, so we're relying on, and they are playing like, I'm playing a split line between Bruno and Cynthia Aspiration because of the fact you sometimes have a hand with like filled up with energies, and sometimes a shuffle is going to be mandatory. We have a Snorlax engine, and they are actually, where did that post go? It's not this one. It's not this one. Yeah, they're playing the one-off Fan of Waves. I'm a big fan of playing 2 of them. They're also playing Yveltal, so that's also cool. To discard all the special energies instantly, so that makes sense. You can cut the Fan of Waves for an Yveltal, so you can have the upper hand against Mew. Very, very cool to see. So maybe I should do that as well. Having some ideas here and there, but it's looking very similar. looking very similar. So Salazzle doing well. That gets my heart smiling instantly. There's the Malamar VMAX list with Arceus VSTAR that got 4th place, but they don't showcase a deck list. Or actually, is that from another tournament? That's the one, the Shiba tournament, right? Or were there multiple tournaments here? Yeah, that could be the case. Malamar VMAX. There's also Ice Rider getting 2nd place again. Nothing news under the horizon. They're playing one of Adventures Discovery, which is pretty cool. A Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. That's a pretty interesting list with Brawly. To just get everything out from the deck from the get-go. Finding yourself Subbles, a Remoraid, Passimian, Brawly. I'm not a big fan of Brawly because you need it on the first turn. Otherwise, you probably will not see too much use out of it. Okay. Also, Sylveon VMAX seems to be doing mediocrely well, I would say. With the addition of Arceus VSTAR, you have your Carlos type, Rapid Strike Urshifu, Octillery. There's the Crobat VMAX in here for the memes of it, because you do have access to some Darkness energies. And this is going to allow you to knock out Mew VMAX. The ribbon here to reduce the prizes the opponent can take from Sylveon. Okay, what next? Hopefully you guys are enjoying the insights of new decks. The winner here in the Yagoya Usu store was Gengar VMAX. And they showcased the deck list, so we will take a look at it. It's probably going to be with Bibarel. Seems to be like everybody's enjoying Bibarel. Bibarel, a Houndoom Gengar. That seems to be the trick, right? You use Battle VIP Pass, Houndour, and the little Bidoof. There's a Fan of Waves, which you cannot fetch, but maybe the Mew can find it. It's the 25th anniversary Mew. Triple Path to the Peak. So, straightforward Gengar VMAX list that we've come to know, and they added in Bibarel and Choice Bells. Right, that's all about it. That's all. That's all they wrote. Runner-up Mew VMAX. Mew VMAX is just great. Inteleon VMAX, interesting. The Mew VMAX, this is an interesting Mew VMAX list with the Ice Cube. We've seen a couple of them trying to utilize the Ice Cube. Ooh, a very cool Crobat V. Okay, let's see. Hammers! No! Put them away! Put them away, please. Look at this. More hammers. More hammers, more problems. If the opponent... Let's say you go first, right? You can still Ultra Ball your crushing hammers away or utilize Crymomatic for it. So hammer seems to be creeping back time and time again. It does make sense though, because imagine you're up against Gengar. Use Gengar is a little bit of a terrible example. I would say another matchup where you can use Crushing Hammer on an energy that has been attached to an Arceus, you're gonna be one step ahead. There was another tournament here with Crobat VMAX, and Galarian Weezing. Okay, you just attack and just promote Galarian Weezing time and time again. So pretty nice. Love to see that. Runner-up in that tournament was Duraludon VMAX. Also creeping and crawling a lot up in the top rankings. Look at this. Okay, Boost Shake. Seen that before. Instantly being able to evolve your Duraludon to Duraludon VMAX will help out in a lot of matchups. Triple Hyper Potion on top of the double Turbo Energies will help out to heal so much. It's gonna be fantastic. Maybe I should buy myself some Duraludons while I'm at it. Yo, some more stuff that don't showcase lists. Okay. So many tournaments have happened. Look at that. We are almost there, folks. We are almost there. So hopefully you will be trying to make your favorite list that you've seen so far. For me personally, I'm going to be trying out Malamar with Inteleon once again. Or maybe the Duraludon VMAX, because it's just so much fun, right? Healing 120 with a Hyper Potion. Here you go, another Duraludon VMAX list. What can we see? Arceus is the star of the meta, right? Arceus is the star of the meta. It pairs with everything. And this is not running Boost Shakes, instead relying on the Single Strike Muster to get them into play, or just manually evolve them and have big chumps to protect them from getting bossed. Runner-up Duraludon. Then there is Eternatus VMAX getting top 4. No decklist has been showcased. Another Duraludon. Yeah, the Duraludon list has been figured out, I think. This is also running Team Yell Towel. So on top of Hyper Potion, you have Team Yell Towel on top of Crystal Cave to heal 200. And this fella has a lot of gold, it seems. Lots of gold. Okay, another store. The winner was Leafeon VMAX here. Leafeon VMAX. With Arceus. Because why the hell not, right? So on top, people are using their favorite card as VSTAR cards. That's super nice. So their favorite card, so you can do that as well. The VSTAR tokens come in specific booster packs. Sometimes you have one instead of the energy card. You can just cut it out and just put it in a sleeve and use your favorite card as your VSTAR counter. Nice. Maybe I should make Blacephalon my VSTAR counter. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Okay. Now in Hiroshima. What did they play there? We will figure it out. Okay, Arceus VSTAR. Getting a little bit sick and tired of always saying Arceus VSTAR, but this was with the Duraludon. These were the lists, right? Arceus VSTAR Duraludon. Arceus VSTAR Zamazenta. Okay, with Chinchino to draw cards. Very peculiar list. And then a Gengar Houndoom with a one-off single strike. This is a great list, by the way. A very great list because you have lots of ways you can do about it. You can gust with the Umbreon VMAX. You can utilize Single Strike Urshifu V to destroy some other Gengars or Urshifus. Or actually, not Urshifus. You can one-shot Arceus VSTARs with it. Very strong. Okay. Was there another deck top 4 was like Mew something? Yeah, Mew VMAX with Yveltal and the Ice Cube as well. So Mew VMAX is either going for Crushing Hammers, going for a lot of double turbo energies. Yeah, we talked about all these lists so far. Choice Belt seems to be popping up in almost all lists, as to be expected. There has been another tournament here where the Jolteon VMAX got a runner-up with Inteleon, so second place. Second place Jolteon VMAX with a Vikavolt. I like the Vikavolt. Helps out against matchups where they are playing Manaphy, so you can just utilize the Vikavolt and then boss them up, knock out the Manaphy, and they're not able to use Rescue Stretcher or whatever, or actually Rescue Carrier during that specific time. I like this list. What else was in there that was new? No, it was just a very funky VSTAR counter. Other than that, just Path to the Peak, Fan of Waves, Elemental Badge. The same cards we got to know. Arceus with Ice Rider. And this list is playing a one of Leon, helping on top of the damage of Choice Belt to get some crazy damage output going. Will allow you to one-hit KO Mew VMAX. Leon, Choice Belt, boom, 310 damage. Could be interesting, but you will need 2 energies on your Ice Rider first. So Arceus can actually provide that. You can use Arceus VSTAR. Again, you already know how it goes. You already know how it goes. Inteleon VMAX. This is the one from Rebel Clash. Rebel Clash, and I was playing a high amount of Mew to just fetch some stuff. Telescopic Sight. And a lot of Path to the Peak. So it seems you just play your favorite VMAX and play Arceus, and you should be getting away with it. How crazy. So many deck lists. A winner here in the Kamamoto store. Winner, Mew VMAX. I think they've posted the top 4 list, right? Yeah, exactly. Let's take a look at it. Wow, Mew VMAX with Tower of Darkness. Can you actually utilize Tower of Darkness? Or is this just a meme? Tower of Darkness. Why would you run that? I could see no logical explanation or why they are playing the Tower of Darkness. Yeah, maybe you just slap it down so the opponent has a little bit of a brickish hand because they cannot overlap their own Tower of Darkness. They could just discard it. What am I saying? I don't know why it's in there. Just a meme stadium card. Duraludon VMAX with Karen, very strong. And this is going to be, if you wonder what the professor over here is, it's just research, but in a different version. Willow. Double Luminion, Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with Galarian Moltres. The V-Star power allows you to fetch out stuff like E-Switch and stuff, so very, very cool list. And it seems to be getting better by the minute. Yeah, the double Luminion I'm not too sure about though. 31 participants, Mew VMAX winning the top 8. I like how they draw the top 8 like that in a bracket. Very, very cool. Mew VMAX. They're playing a Palpat, okay. So they can discard whatever they please and then Palpat it back. Makes sense. Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX with Moltres. Seems to be a very popular deck as well. There is Mimikyu? Mimikyu VMAX. I don't even know what it does. Yeah. We have to figure it out, right? Mimikyu VMAX. I didn't talk about Mimikyu VMAX because I didn't think it was too powerful. Put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. If you played Acerolas Premonition from your hand, put 13 damage counters instead. Discard a random card from your opponent's hand, 120 damage. You have Fan of Waves, Crushing Hammers. You try to slow the opponent down. You play Acerola, spread 13 damage counters across the field. Will it ever see play? I don't know, but you can make anything work with Arceus, it seems. And then there was one deck getting 4th place. It was Counter Box deck, Zapdos, Moltres, and Arceus, and Ninetales. Love the Ninetales with double turbo energy. Because you can just utilize Arceus, get that fire energy onto the Moltres, get that fire energy onto the Ninetales, and then double turbo energy you go. You can also utilize Raihan. Counter Box deck to counter everything. Mimikyu VMAX. I have never seen Mimikyu VMAX seen success before, but this was the first time. Another Mew VMAX list with hammers. Let's just instantly go over that. This is the one prize Galarian, yeah, with Clara. This is a Western deck that I think it was Ross Cotton that put this on the map, if I'm not mistaken. So one prize, Moltres, slap it down, get 2 energies. We already got familiar with this. You can slap 270 as a max damage output. There's the Purification Glove, so definitely help out against Mew VMAX. And yeah, this is just a counter box deck. And Moltres is very good, but I'm a bigger fan of the Weezing build. Okay. Leafeon VMAX, doing it again, doing some funky stuff. Where's the Mew VMAX? Nah. Leafeon VMAX. Gonna be going over this. This is a little bit more appealing to the eye, right? Just Leafeon VMAX in all its best glory. Triple Galarmine, Choice Belt, help out the deck so much. You can tool scrap yourself, by the way, if you want to switch over to Tool Jammer. Yeah, nothing else. Nothing else. Malamar. Okay. Runner-up Gengar. Duraludon, Malamar. Okay. There was a lot of things that I actually noticed here. Let's just take a look at let's see, Brilliant Stars tier list. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at my own tier list to make a little bit of note of what actually happened and what didn't happen. So yeah, little side note, Mew VMAX tier 1, predicted that. Ice Rider tier 1, predicted that. The single strike with Umbreon, I think it's still very good, but people grab more to the Gengar, so I guess. There's Malamar, Arceus builds, whatever, seems to be working out. Suicune, nowhere to be found. Japanese players are not playing Suicune. What's going on with that? There's also Charizard, which is a complete flop. It's definitely not tier 1.5. Let's put it on the tier 3. Tier 2. Maybe tier 2. What else? Also, Floatzel is a control that probably won't work because we don't have Chip Ice Axe, although getting back Hammer seems nice. Togekiss also doesn't seem to be anywhere. The one prize Galarian Moltres deck seems good. Urshifu still needs to be in tier 1.5, if not tier 1, because we actually underestimated. We thought like everybody was going to be playing Manaphy, but that's not the case. Duraludon also needs to be definitely in tier 1.5, if not tier 1. And all the rest seems pretty okay. So yeah, that was it for looking at some Japanese meta. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. We've talked about 50 minutes of Japanese list to brighten the future of the Brilliant Stars meta. Yeah, so yeah, check out, of course, our sponsors, PokemonStore.com, the best place for TCGO code cards. You can use the coupon code ZapdosTCG for a whopping 5% of your order, and they will have Brilliant Stars up on stock very, very shortly. And if you're watching this in the future, they already have it up on stock. Also, go check out our other sponsors, cardmarket.com for European players. You can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. And there's also going to be yourplaymat.com. You can click the link down below, get 10% off while you're creating your own unique custom playmat. They ship worldwide, so check it out. Anyhow, what do you think about the Brilliant Stars meta? Will it be the same that the Japanese people are already testing out, or will the Western world shake things up a little bit further? Duraludon is good, Ice Rider is good, Arceus seems to be everywhere, Rapid Strike Urshifu is still not dead, and Mew VMAX is busted as ever. And Malamar is the only one prize deck I have seen that has been seeing a reasonable success, except for like the one prize Galarian Moltres deck, but you have to have some luck with your matchups. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG epicness. Peace!